There's a lot of craziness in the market. I'm going to say one thing. I'm very concerned about what Powell said. There's one little thing that he said. I'm going to go over it. I'm going to pick apart what he said. But first, please like and subscribe. Check us down below for our CT Club where you get our trade alerts, portfolio updates, and you get to see what we are investing in, how we are dealing with this bear market. It isn't too bad. All right, so I can barely talk because I'm at the Nomad Capitalist meeting. Heidi did a fantastic job sharing her story of renouncement. Yeah, I'm very proud of her. Anyways, yes. Okay, so the market got slaughtered today. The Dow Industrials, I always say the Dow because that's what most people pay attention to. So it's down 1.62%, 486 points. It did recover just a tad. And then you had the 10-year go down, but it went to it went to 3.75. That's crazy. Then it dropped down a little bit because the Fed injected liquidity. Obviously, they don't want it to have a complete meltdown in the bond market, which looks like they're kind of having that. But right now it's at 3.687%. So it's nothing to worry about right now too much. Now, when you see them spiking up and up and up and up, that's when you got to worry. And because that can go, it can just go bust all of a sudden, without you, like you wake up one morning, or one night it's 3.75, the next morning it's 5%. That can be, that's when you have to worry about things, okay? But it is a bit controlled, okay? It's not completely out of control. So here's what the Federal Reserve said. Fed Jerome Powell said the U.S. economy may be entering a new normal following disruptions from the, I'm just going to say, government shutdown. So what does that mean? Well, we've been discussing a lot at this Nomad Capitalist conference about CBDCs, and I've been talking to a lot of people, a lot of smart people, and I think they're going to be forcing it upon people, but it's kind of like people, if you put yourself in their shoes, do you want to absolutely force people like by attrition, or do you want people to adopt a CBDC naturally? Obviously, you'd want them to adopt it naturally. So I always try to put myself in their shoes, in the Federal Reserve shoes, in the central bankers' shoes, because, keep in mind, if you're a central banker, you want to run the world, you want all the power in the world, you don't give a crap about your citizenry, obviously, and you want to buy up everything. So how are you going to do that? Well, you would probably create a new normal, like we've seen before in 2020, 2021, where governments made people absolutely crazy. So, and fearful. So fear is the number one emotion that people can have, right? To make them do irrational things, to freak them out, to accept any draconian measure like a CBDC. So my take is that the Federal Reserve is going to keep paying on the market for a long time, whether it's just the stock market or whether it's real estate or whether it's the bond market or the economy or job losses. They're going to want a lot of pain on the U.S., right? And so people will start begging. Oh, sorry. So once there's a lot of pain, they're going to go, hey, we do have a solution. The Federal Reserve says this. We have a solution that we've come together because we understand that inflation's getting out of hand. So why don't we create what we have a CBDC, essentially, a central bank digital currency, which will save us all. It's gonna be enacted. The whatever thing's gonna be enacted of like the best deal of your life or something like the Patriot Act. Remember the Patriot Act? Yeah, right. So it'll be some stupid name like that, which is completely opposite of what it looks like it's going to be. So I think that's what could possibly happen to implement a CBDC, because governments are hell-bent to go ahead and implement a CBDC. If you haven't noticed, just look it up. Like, they are rushing this out, and they're using Ripple, they're using Ethereum. They're not going to use those specific coins. But what's going to happen is they're going to fork those blockchains. They're going to fork Ripple, they're going to fork Ethereum, they're going to fork anything else, and they're going to create their own CBDC that's closed source, that has zero transparency, and it is impossible to audit. So why would they do that? They want full control over people's lives, and that is a perfect way to do that because a CBDC isn't just money. It's controlling your life. If you say, for instance, you weren't wearing a mask, oh, sorry, you can't buy that airline ticket, because, they shut off your bank account. Or if they fine you, they can just directly take out of your bank account. And what China's doing is they're making an expiration date on some of their currencies, on their central bank digital currency. So there's a lot to this. Anyways, please be aware. We are in crypto. We're telling our CT Club members what we are doing to protect ourselves from a CBDC. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys soon.